gentlemen, those of you that I haven't spoke to earlier, thank you very much indeed for coming along today to the Liverpool Museum to see the very first town crying competition in the city of Liverpool. The town criers are ready, the judges are almost ready. Are you ready, Sue? Excellent. I can't start without Sue, she's most important. I'll be telling you a little bit about the judges later on, and as I introduce each town crier, I'll tell you something about them. Now, I'm sorry folks, you have to leave a gap there, because otherwise there is no way that the town criers can get to the podium where they're going to perform. So please, keep a gap alongside our judge in his motorised wheelchair. So, here we go. A little bit more, Matt, need a little bit more volume probably in the PA system. What happens, ladies and gentlemen, is that as the Liverpool town crier, I'm not allowed to take part in the competition. No, honestly, I'm really not allowed to take part in the competition. However, I am allowed to give what's called a benchmark cry. What that means is I will actually be giving the best cry of the day, and the rest of them have just got to come up to my standard. It's as simple as that. And the judges know that, and if they think they're not up to my standard, they're going to get very low marks. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'll start you off with the Liverpool cry. I welcome you to Liverpool, the city with a heart. We have so much to offer, we don't know where to start. Maybe you like cathedrals. In that case, we have two. For football fans, we've two great teams. One red, the other's blue. We've fine historic buildings set in many places. You should start off at the Pierhead and visit the Three Graces. If shopping is your forte, you can't beat Liverpool One. Then stay on for our nightlife. You're sure to have some fun. Our city's full of talent, with humour through and through. So sing along with Liverpool and say you love me do. God save the Queen. The Queen. All I can say, ladies and gentlemen, is if they can't do better than me, I would never have invited them. So we start, and we couldn't start in a better way with our contestant number one. Now, nobody likes to be number one because, of course, everybody's coming afterwards, which is why I do the benchmark cry. But we couldn't have a finer town crier to come on as number one. Standing at a mere 7 foot 2 inches, this hirsute gentle giant has been the town crier for Shrewsbury for the past 35 years. On leaving school, he became a test pilot for Airfix, but he couldn't fit in the cockpit. So he became a driver for the Matchbox cars. His dream job was to be a thermonuclear physicist, but he couldn't spell it or pronounce it, so he became a town crier. So accompanied by his lovely consort Sue, would you please welcome my very good friend, Mr. Martin Wood from Shrewsbury.
Ho, of Liverpool. I bring you greetings from my hometown of Shrewsbury, a town of flowers and dreaming spires, a town of quaint black and white houses, a fortress town set in the horseshoe of the River Severn, a border town sentinel against the marauding Welsh, a market town steeped in tradition yet modern in outlook. Come, walk the streets and shops like Fish Street, Butcher Row and Milk Street, but do not tarry in Grope Lane. Bide a while with a beer or wine in the inns and hostelries of the town. Taste the cuisine of France, Spain, Italy and the Americas in the myriad of eating places. Warm to the welcome of Shrewsbury, and come again and again. God save the Queen! The Queen!
Thank you very much, Martin and his lovely wife Sue, not from Shrewsbury, from Shrewsbury. You may notice, of course, that Martin is a big guy. You may also have noticed that his bell was considerably louder than mine. That's not the only thing he's got that's bigger than me. I'm talking about the stomach. And we have a number of judges here today, ladies and gentlemen, that I will be introducing to you all at times. But for now, we'll move on with our second town crier, probably the one who has had the shortest distance to come today, I think. You're probably the closest, I believe. Town crier of Lymm and the barony of Dunham Massey for 25 years. Grandad of 8 and a son and daughter he loves. He enjoys Lymm in bloom, rugby, cricket and travelling. So when I invited him along, he said, yeah, travelling, I like doing that, I'll come to Liverpool, no problem. Can I introduce, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Peter Powell on the town of Lymm and the barony of Dunham Massey.
Restaurants and public houses with are butchers, bakers, but no candlestick makers. We have a variety of other shops too. So come, enjoy Lynn with its festivals throughout the year. God save the Queen!
Thank you very much, Peter Powell from Lymm and Dunham Massey. You may have noticed, ladies and gentlemen, that we all start and end our proclamations the same way. It's a tradition with town crying that we begin with 3 OEAs, and what we're doing there is asking people to be quiet, and then we end with God save the sovereign of the day. In our case, of course, it's the Queen. In Canada, they would still use the Queen, but in America, I don't really know what they do. It's a different situation over there altogether. But we're not going to get political today. So we come along now to town crier number 3. Introductions themselves. They're not necessarily my own words. But I believe that. He is a colourful character. A sub-postmaster for his sins, with a passion for life, town crying, and truly loves keeping history alive in these modern times. Alongside being an avid carp fisherman in his spare time, it's fantastic to be here today amongst some of the best town criers around in such an amazing city. It gives me great pleasure to introduce yet another town crier who hasn't had to travel too far, all the way from Southport, Mr. Darrell Council.
In 1792, Southport, the true home of the Sandgrounder, was born. Built along golden beaches, on which the UK's second longest pier is adorned. Come meander down Lord Street, where once lived Napoleon Bonaparte, the scourge of Europe. Today, Southport offers a fantastic shopping and dining experiences for all. Pleasureland beckons those wishing fun, and the very grandest of hotels await when you are done. Watch the world-famous air show. Watch the world-famous air show. Watch the world-famous air show. It's always booming. After which, the flower show is fabulously blooming. Be in awe of the musical fireworks. They are not fleeting. And when the thirst comes a-creeping, a bar called Peaky Blinders you should be seeking. Come, pay a visit to our coastal town, as from all at Southport you will get the warmest greeting around. God save the Queen!
Thank you. So please come and say hello to them at any time while they're down on the podium. My very good friends, all the way from Newport in Shropshire, Peter and Maureen Taunton.
from Liverpool. We are both overjoyed to be here. Newport and Liverpool have so many things in common. The friendliness of the residents, the welcome they give to visitors is amazing. The town criers, consorts, are so good looking. We have 3 fishes on our crest, even though we are landlocked. You have the 3 braces that all visitors see when the ships are docked. You have a world-renowned football team that celebrates the colour red. We have a football team. They really are, well, enough said. You have the liver birds, so graceful in the sky. We have pigeons that give you a present as they fly by. God save the Queen!
Queen. Thank you, Peter and Maureen. For 26 years, and they have one son, Simon. I remember meeting Simon for the first time, about that high. Now I think he's up there somewhere, isn't he, Les? Les says that if he had to remarry, it would be to Town Crier. I'm sure I was going to read this out. It would be to Town Crier because he loves it so much. Julie says, it's okay, you know where the door is. So, Crier to the Town Council of Hebden Royd, Bellman of the Borough and the Halifax Town Crier, with his consort Julie, Mr. Les Coates.
If you are travelling around England, there's a place you shouldn't avoid. It's in a lovely part of Calderdale, known as Hebden Royd. Poetic Mythen Royd, artistic Hebden Bridge, scenic Ardcastle Crags and Crag Vale, visit by canal boat, coach and car, or even by first-class rail. There's cafes, restaurants, a cinema, theatres, and amazing independent shops. Fair trade, organic, it really is the tops. So if you're looking to go somewhere different, don't get annoyed. Take a trip into West Yorkshire and visit Hebden Royd. God save the Queen!
Thank you very much. Mr. Les Coates, accompanied by his wife Julie. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a word I've used twice today and I'm proud to be able to pronounce it correctly, I believe. It means last but one. I'm very grateful to John for coming here today because John actually has stepped in at the last moment to replace one of two town criers who sadly had to pull out. He's come a very long... He's come... Sorry?
You're trying to tell me I'm big enough for two?
You're replacing two, yeah. He's come a very long way, and I'm grateful for that. It's been a long drive, and unfortunately his wife isn't well, and she would have been with him otherwise. So here we go with his words and not mine. Having served in Her Majesty's Armed Forces, this proud and handsome Welshman, whose passion, apart from the wife, is his Ford 2.8 litre V6 engine trike. He settled in Sleaford in Lincolnshire over 30 years ago, and when Sleaford Council advertised for a replacement town crier, he was bombarded with messages saying, "You have a big mouth, go for it." So we did, and here he is. It has been said that he is shy, quiet, can bark like a dog, cry like a baby, and sing like a tenor. All we wanted to do is proclaim like a town crier. From Sleaford in Lincolnshire, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Griffiths.
You can do better than that. Hello, Liverpool! Hello! I bring you greetings from Sleaford, the heart of Lincolnshire. St. Denis Church stands over our marketplace. Its tower and stone-broke spire date back to the late 12th century and is one of the earliest examples of its kind in England. Visit Cogglesford Mill, our Grade 2 listed working water mill. Records show a mill on this site as far back as the Domesday Book. We have the National Centre for Craft and Design, which is the largest venue in England entirely dedicated to craft and design. Eric Thompson, father of actor Emma Thompson, was born in Sleaford. He created and narrated the original English version of The Magic Roundabout, with Ermentrude, Dylan, Brian, Florence, and boing, said Zebedee. God save the Queen. The Queen.
Thank you. Well done, Mr. John Griffiths from Sleaford in Lincolnshire. We're now going to come up to our final town crier this morning, ladies and gentlemen, or this afternoon. We've just turned 12 o'clock. We will be returning about 2:15. Weather permitting this afternoon, we hope to be outside. And after our town criers have given their second performance, we will be looking for children to take part this afternoon. We have a trophy for the best dressed young lady town, young lady town crier, and the best dressed young boy town crier. I'll get it out right in a minute. That's mistake number 5. Yeah, number 5. Yeah, that's mistake number 5. I'm working on it. 6. 7. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I'll get you back now. I'm now going to introduce the town choir, the town crier, and the sword bearer for the city of Lichfield. Actually, that's a typo error. I know he meant sword bearer, but I just thought I'd get him back. So he's the sword bearer for the city of Lichfield. Born in Birmingham and a season ticket holder at Villa Park. He's the one you see on his own, all behind the goal. Aston being his birthplace. No blue plaque has been erected at the house he was born in, it was demolished along with the nearby Aston Hippodrome many years ago. He enjoys amateur dramatics and nothing more than street performances. I wonder if that's after closing time. Yeah. Today he is pleased to proclaim in Liverpool, so accompanied by his consort Marilyn, a great pleasure to introduce our final contestant this morning, Mr. Ken Knowles from Lichfield.
Oh yay! Oh yay! Oh yay! Greetings from Staffordshire, England. Lichfield is my hometown. A beautiful, historic, loyal but small city with a three-spired cathedral, Gothic yet pretty, founded by St. Chair 13 centuries ago. Around it, the settlement started to grow. But Lichfield was besieged in that sad civil war, left battered and bruised, taking time to restore. Yet it prospered, thrived, rose to gentility, a city of culture, fine buildings, and tranquility. Along came Dr. Samuel Johnson, of world-famed renown, born in 1709 in a splendid house in our town. As the birthplace of learning, we surpass any other. The city's motto is Hail, Great Mother. Lichfield's grand heritage has to be seen. So here ends my proclamation with God save the Queen!
Thank you, Mr. Ken Knowles and Marilyn from Lichfield in Staffordshire.